Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of our Old Gods of Appalachia, A Taste of Family Chronicle. I am the Ravenous Archon. My name is Will, and I will be your storyteller this evening. And as we set the stage for our group, family, as defined by the dictionary, is a group of parents and children living together as a unit, sometimes even descending from a single common ancestor. But there's no mention of joy, there's no mention of camaraderie, and there's no mention of love. With the world racing towards enlightenment, who has time for any of that anymore? Expansion, industrialization, and a new century bursting with opportunity at every turn. Or so that's the promise. By the year of our Lord, 1909, the town of Abingdon, Virginia, is crawling towards becoming a city in its own right. It is a mere fraction of what Roanoke is. It is a pittance of what awaits visitors to Norfolk. But these innocents did not ask for the Barrow family to come set down roots in their territory. They did not invite them to sup with them, to break bread, or to sing hymns with them. They did not welcome this plague onto their streets or their porches. And as the world careens towards the glorious future that has been promised by the coal barons and the captains of industry, the old ways have been discarded, almost forgotten. And those in the darkness have been rebuked long enough. It has been almost 30 years to the day, and more than 100 miles away from the events of Fort Lewis on the outskirts of Salem, Virginia. We find ourselves creeping towards Halloween. It is Friday, October 1st, 1909, in Abingdon, Virginia tonight. The work week is over, the temperatures are dropping, and 3 souls have been brought together for what fate can only hope is a deciding factor. And this is where we're going to pick up with our 3 lovely faces. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Everyone
Hello.
has been guided to the mines in some way, shape, or form outside of Abingdon, Virginia. Voices have been calling to you, disembodied, some familiar, some with a hint of something close to you. Liz and John will recognize each other. John and Clayton will recognize each other. Does Clayton have a connection to Liz? Or was it to Luella? It was Luella, right?
It was Luella.
Yeah. Okay. So as long as we have one connection back and forth, that's good enough. The mines are dark. There is a single coal lamp at the entrance that is slow flickering. A small little glob of orange and red sits perched in the little glass sphere. Otherwise, the area is cold, quiet. John looks hurt. Is Clayton sober right now?
As sober as as sober as anyone has seen him. Yeah.
But if you guys could describe yourselves to each other, so we have an image of what you guys look like. We'll go from left to right, so we'll start with Liz.
So, as you see me now,
Mm.
I'm got these old boots on,
Mhm.
the kind of boots a miner would wear. But they might be a little wide around the ankles, so they almost look a little too big for my feet. Um, I'm just wearing trousers and a shirt and a top. I do have a shotgun strapped to my person.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay. Clayton King, how do you look tonight?
Uh, I look all right. I think I'm not shaving. I got myself a little bit of a beard going on, but I'm showered. You know,
Mhm.
I smell rather nice. Um, I got an overcoat on. Uh, I got myself a pack with some things that I'm selling, but you guys don't really know about that. It's with me though. I carry some weaponry on me as well, but it's nothing you can really see.
Mhm.
And I'm dashingly handsome.
Okay. That's a nice little addition. Uh, Now, John, what does John look like tonight?
John has a little bit of grease on his face from the workshop. He's wearing overalls,
Mhm.
boots. He has his pack on one side, and he has his sledgehammer in his other hand. And his leg looks torn up. The pant leg looks all ripped where it shouldn't be.
Mhm.
The wound it doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good.
If someone were to tie an animal to your wound, what would be the closest animal?
Tie an animal to my wound.
Yeah, like if somebody looked at it and say, "Oh, you got bit by X," what would X be?
Oh, some type of dog, maybe a coyote.
Okay. So you guys will see that kind of almost V-shape bite to him, to his leg.
I'm clean cut, no beard, light brown eyes, slicked back hair.
Mhm. So the three of you come up on the mine entrance. The opening is flat. There's gravel all over the place. You can see the slats that have been grooved into the dirt, the hard packed earth of the road leading up, where carts will normally be held. You can see the remnants of hooves, tracks. It looks like it's been busy.
Okay.
Um, you can hear thunder in the distance. There's a storm rolling in. Uncommon for this time of year.
Uh, John, what happened to your leg?
Things in the wild are not acting right tonight. Crazy seeing you guys here. What a small world.
Who are you?
My name's Clayton King. John, I just realized you're wounded. I hadn't seen that. Thanks for pointing that out. Looks like it was a dog or something, right?
Yeah, or something.
Hmm. eh,
Yeah, Clayton King. Sorry about that, miss.
The name's Liz. Nice to
Liz,
meet you.
nice to meet you.
Now, John, where were you when you got bit?
I got out of the shop. I was trying to head home. I heard some voice from the stalks, the corn stalks. First, I found a man hurt. The next time I went in there, I found trouble.
Funny you say that.
It's been a strange night.
I heard some voices tonight too. Only I had to go. Well, I had to go toe to toe with a deer, or something like a deer.
I had to fight some type of creature covered in corn. I know what I saw. I haven't been
Well,
drinking. My breath, it's fine.
well, all right.
Bold
I was
statement.
drinking, and I had to fight myself last night, like me, with sharp teeth. I thought I was just drunk. I had some moonshine from the boys. I don't know if you guys know, we got a local brewery up there. Anyway, I guess I'm not the only one weird things is happening to.
You
I guess.
hear what sounds like a couple of rocks falling inside the mine.
But in there, I reckon, knows the voice of my son. Took my son, I don't know, but doesn't deserve to have that. And that's why I chased it out here. Maybe it was a little foolish, but it was just in the moment, you hear your child's voice, you go for it.
I can understand that.
Just pull out a flask and have a shot.
Can I shine the light that I had towards the opening or where I heard the noise?
Yeah.
Um,
And I think this would be a good point to make our first roll for the night
all right.
and do some maths. Is anybody trained in perception? Doesn't look like Clayton is.
No, not me.
Let
Perception
me
skills.
see
I can't see anything this dark.
uh, where would I see that? Attributes and abilities.
It'll be under skills. No,
Mhm.
it doesn't look like anybody has any training in perception skills.
Absolutely not.
This is going to go
Mm-mm.
well for everybody.
It's a damn shame.
It's going to
And
be a good old time for me.
I perceive sarcasm.
Yeah. John is great at that. He always,
John's good at that for sure. But yeah, so let's roll a d20,
all right.
and the system is based on a difficulty track of 1 to 10. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Let's see if we can see it. Let's see.
Oh,
Wait. Let me see. Maybe you can see it.
Oh,
Ah.
you ruined it.
I
It's
did
okay.
ruin it.
I have a
That's-
feeling it was. My heart tells me it was a D20.
It was.
You know.
It
You
was.
The
know.
best way to get away with things is to destroy the evidence.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
I've been planning it the whole time. I got a
Whole
magnet
time.
underneath.
That was the
moving it
plan.
around.
I see now what you're trying to do. But yeah, so the system is based on a difficulty track of 1 to 10. And the easiest way to figure out what your target number is to multiply the difficulty by 3. So a 5 difficulty means you need to get a 15 at least on the d20. And your job is to make that task easier for you.
Okay.
Enemies are also rated on a scale of 1 to 10, and the target to hit them or to affect them with anything is based off of that. So just keep that in mind. This was not a difficult test, so as long as you got higher than a 9, you saw something shift in the cave.
I got a 16, so I definitely saw that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I ain't seen nothing.
Okay. With a natural 20, Clayton.
I was drinking.
The moment you bring your flask up and you start to tilt back, you taste the whiskey. You remember the moonshine you drank, and there's a moment where you lock eyes with something. And you know it's not a person. Because instinctively, even though it feels like a pair of eyes, it in your mind, it is a group of people that are looking at you through one single pair of eyes.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
I don't think we're alone in here.
Yeah,
Liz,
I saw something run in there, I think.
Yeah.
Earlier.
I think I just saw something see me.
I saw
I don't
something
think we
too.
should be here. I take another drink. And then I put it away. I grab my pack. I put it on. And I say, Liz, John, I really think we should figure out what to do. Is that disinfected there, John? Or are you just bleeding all over the place?
I'm just bleeding.
That's terrible. Here, I grab some of take some of my flask. You use it to disinfect. No,
Drink a little bit.
or that. Hey,
You
hey,
could always do that.
cheers.
I mean,
Yeah, cheers, cheers.
A bit
It's strong.
pistol.
It's strong.
Strong. Okay. Oh, that's way better than the paint thinner at the shop. And then I kind of put a little bit on my leg. I give it back.
It stings.
Yeah.
But
Ugh.
you also notice that all three of you notice that the moment the liquor kind of hits the wound, there's this little green sheen to it. And you're not sure if it's the angle of Liz's light, kind of stuff that you've dealt with in the evening already leading up to this, but there's a little sheen of green, and John stops bleeding.
Well, hooray
That's
for
some-
small miracles.
that is a mighty fine drink there.
And John doesn't know if it's the strength of the alcohol, but you don't feel the pain anymore surging through your leg.
I wouldn't finish that just yet. We might need it.
I close it up, and I say, "It's a good call there, Liz. Good call there."
No, I hate to say it, boys, but I want to know what that was.
See, I knew you were gonna say something silly like that. We should leave. That's what we should do. But
I mean,
there might be some money in there. There might be something worth it. You know, maybe.
The way I see it is something's in there, and I've got to find out what it is. And
And John
while
can
we
walk
should
now,
leave,
so
John's good. You fixed him. So,
I can walk.
and then as I'm talking, I'm bringing my shotgun back out.
Completely
And-
non-threatening. Yeah, we should go in there and just fucking click clack.
Like I just had an experience, and I also want to mention, because I do remember, I'm gonna put one more bullet in there because I only had one. I only had one in the chamber.
Yeah, I did
So
have. I still had that note, so I'm glad that you.
And I know how many bullets I got left too.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna load it up again as I'm finishing. I'm like, I'll go ahead and be ready for whatever it is we might find down there.
If we're going, we're going.
I
Start
put
walking.
my hands in my pocket, pull out some. I pull out my thoughts and prayers, which are my two brass knuckles, and I'm like, well, I guess we're going.
And as you come up on the entrance of the mine, there'll be a cool breeze that kind of whips at your backs and slithers in with you into the mine. And you'll see the little orb of fire struggling to hold on to its nugget of coal that it's been eating off of. Just flicker for a bit. It gets dark, and then it comes back. It kind of roars, getting a second wind. But still, it is a meager light. It's mostly there to warn people that the entrance of the mine is here, and as a kind of landmark. Going into the mine, though, you will hear the ambiance of the wind outside, the kind of crickets that were part of the atmosphere, the life of nature become less and less. Silence starts to overtake the ambiance, and the only thing you really hear is your breathing, your steps, and every time that you shift, the kind of jingle jangle of Clayton's pack, the misstep of John's leg as he tests whether or not he's actually not in pain anymore, and just the every so often kind of creak of leather as Liz sits her pack differently on her shoulders. You come up to a fork. There is they both descend deeper into the cave itself. The left fork looks more worked. It is framed in strong oak arch, kind of a very flat U instead of curved U of an arch. And every so often you can see the same buttresses that have held up the weight of the mountain. And you'll see hooks for lamps. Right now, there are none hanging. To the right, it looks more haphazard, more slapdashed, more like this is a recent addition to the cave network. And having a brother that works in the mine, or that worked in the mines, Liz will know that he had talked about a different vein that they were trying to open up and reach. This looks like that's what this is.
Is this the area that had just collapsed?
This is the right will take you to the area where everything collapsed.
Okay.
There are two paths.
Well, boys, which way you think we should go?
I'd just be guessing if I picked away.
Well, I know that way had a collapse today.
I prefer not to be buried under rock.
Yeah, that's
Left?
a good call. Yeah,
Left it is.
left it is. Was everyone all right?
Feeling
Ugly.
better.
Heard.
Yeah. Following the left path, you feel yourselves declining into the earth. It is subtle. It's not extreme. Maybe a at most 10-degree slope here or there, but otherwise it's kind of gradual. And you come up on a communal area. You can see that there is a domed ceiling. There's a central massive log that as you get closer to it, you notice that it's not a single log, but several pieces of timber that have been put together to create a central kind of support beam. And you'll see that there's 7 others that have been spread around to create a support network for the dome. All 7 of them have hooks for lamps. All their lamps are attached, but they're not lit. Okay,
Oh.
bye.
Whoa.
Oh, you all right?
Yeah.
Welcome back.
You can see me, right? Or no?
No,
Oh. Okay.
no. Is this too scary for you?
I'm
This
just terrified.
this cave's so dark. I'm not seeing much of anything here.
I got lost.
We got business
Sorry.
to get
Yeah,
at.
yeah, you good. You good.
I cracked my knuckles for a second.
But you notice that there are tables
Really?
that have been laid out, benches, and a couple of the benches have been turned into what looks like makeshift cots. You can see that there's heavy drapery kind of held between them. People have slept here very, very recently. There's a few bottles, empty bottles, but there's a few bottles of what looks to be from the local moonshiners. couple of discarded cans of beans. And here and there you'll see molded over pieces of bread that have been discarded and left. But you won't hear any rats. You won't hear anything alive down here.
Can we tell how many people were there?
This looks like it can easily house 50 people.
Okay. And it looks like 50 people were in that area.
Not at the same time, but it definitely looks like
Okay.
at any given point there could easily be 10 people in here and you'd be comfortable.
Okay.
The one thing you do notice is that there's a not central, but definitely off to the side from the center, excuse me. There is a hole that has been dug, and there are what looks to be spade blades that have been forced down into a concave cradle, and you can see that they're all ashed and soot over, and it looks like this was a fire pit of some kind.
There's no papers on the desk or anything.
Does this area continue into other passages away from where we came through?
There is one other passage aside from the passage that led you down here, and it doesn't share the same support. This again now becomes what looks to be an offshoot, and you can also see that there are two other proposed offshoots, because you can see that there's 3 pieces of lumber by 2 different sections that look to be enough to create that first kind of buttress, the first kind of support. And there's maybe like a fist or head sized hole that has been carved or dug out of those walls, and there's like an X that has been marked into them.
There's an X that's been marked into these holes.
Mhm.
With what?
It looks like it was carved, some kind of pickaxe.
Is the fire pit warm still?
You put your hand on it, and it feels cold.
Okay.
And even when you lift your hand up, there's the barest residue of the ash and soot on your fingers. It looks like it hasn't been used in at least a week.
Are there any marks in the ground that lead down the other pathway?
Yes, there are footprints.
Many or one?
It looks like it's several footprints, but it's also hard to tell because you don't know if it's that several people are going or if it's just a few people going back and forth, because it looks like it makes it look like it's heavily trafficked.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it is the weekend, so I didn't think we'd find anyone in here. I keep walking towards
You
the
should
other
probably lead on there, Liz. I'll take up the rear because John's can go in between us, right, John?
I'm sure.
I wouldn't dream of coming between you two.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll both walk back here then.
I'm sure.
I can walk forward. Let's go.
Let's do it.
You,
I like.
yeah.
Really like now. Creeping.
I'm watching from behind Liz. I'm still close. But
At the entrance of the passageway,
Mhm.
just because I know like creatures and things that like they startle,
Mhm.
I just want to kind of throw like a rock, like I guess bounce it off the wall somewhere,
Okay.
and see if and see if like anything, if I hear an echo, if it seems echoous, or if I hear anything move.
All right. So as Liz is about to take a step into the hole, she'll see the rock come flying by, and you hear the clack, 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 clack. And then after a moment, you'll hear clack, 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 clack as it comes bouncing back.
That's not unsettling at all.
No, not a little, not one bit. So I see that happen.
Same rock.
Right.
It's gonna be one of those nights, huh?
Papa?
I start moving
And
a little faster.
that's a little
down.
creepy for everybody. The sound
Yeah.
of a young boy asking for his papa.
John, is that your boy?
I don't think it is, but I have to know. And if it's not, I wouldn't let anything out here take his voice. And I start walking forward towards the voice.
Yep.
All right.
Well, all right.
I would probably step up to the front just to like lead, because
Yeah.
I want to know first.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think Liz is gonna mind that at all.
Not one bit. Go on,
Daniel, are you all right?
How are you carrying the shotgun and the lamp, Liz? If I could ask for logistics, I know how
Carefully.
evil that is.
So what I want to be doing at this moment
Mhm.
is I'm right-handed, so I'm kind of like shouldering it right now, and I have the lantern in front of me, so that if I actually have to prep to shoot, I'm gonna have to drop the lantern
Yeah.
to get up. But
Got it.
you know,
Okay. I want to know if you were cowboying the lamp, where it's like you just hung it from the front of your shotgun.
thought about it, but I was like, I really wouldn't do that.
That's why I was
The
like,
swinging
how much of a
would drive
cowboy
me
is Liz? But
no, not
Yeah.
that much of a cowboy.
Yeah.
No, I've just got it here, ready to go,
Okay.
pointing forward.
yeah, yeah.
Quick drop of the lantern, and I'm
Okay.
ready to go.
Daniel, come to Papa. Come out in the light. You can go home.
You say
Like to go home,
light,
wouldn't you?
and one of the lamps on a hook suddenly comes to life. A little burst of orange and red, and you'll see a shadow run into the darkness from that was illuminated suddenly.
I think we should light the rest of these lanterns.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yep.
Can we light them as we're walking?
Sure.
All right, so I walk up to the next one, kind of swing my thing back on, use the coal of my lantern.
There's a moment where, as you're reaching up to light the next lantern, you'll hear something, or you'll feel something just kind of like rush past you, and it knocks the lantern off, and you'll see all the oil kind of slide across the floor. There wasn't a lot of oil in it to begin with, but it definitely could have been useful for you.
Okay. They knocked the lantern that I had in my hand, or
No,
lantern
the lantern that was on the hook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you'll hear a giggle.
Can I walk back to the other lantern we just passed and grab that off the hook and
Yeah.
just bring it?
Yeah.
All right.
I thought you were gonna leave.
That.
Period. And I was like, wow, we didn't even get far.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I was like, wow, we didn't get that far. Raiders out? Cool. Learned so much.
Nah. In fact, are there two lanterns? Because I could bring one for John too if there's two.
If you want to go back into the big dome and get one off of the.
Nah. I still want to stay in the eye shot.
I'll walk forward towards the voice, but while staying in the light, because I know I need it.
Okay.
And I'll say, Daniel, come out. Or if you're one of the creatures, know that I killed your brothers and you can't keep my son's voice.
I hurry up and grab the shit out of that. And
Yep.
come back.
The moment you proclaim that they can't have your child's voice, you'll hear the sound of rubble. Something sounds like it's pulled, something heavy, and the detritus and remnants of it have kind of scattered on the floor from the darkness beyond. And then you hear grinding, stone grinding against stone, like something is coming. Something heavy is being pushed or pulled in your direction.
I will walk forward while bracing my body for impact.
Excellent. And the face is not recognizable when it comes into the light to John, who is up front, or Clayton, who's coming up behind them. But Liz will recognize the misshapen and what looks to be tortured face of Richard Cobbler. Cobblers have been in Abingdon almost as long as the Boyds have. Cobblers came down from Roanoke, and a few years ago, one of the first collapses that claimed anyone claimed Richard Cobbler. And as he looks up and his mouth opens to say something, you'll hear what can only be described as a rubber band snap, and the ligament of his jaw come undone, and it comes down and just kind of swings back and forth. The sound of the stone grinding against stone is what looks to be a makeshift sledgehammer that is just a rock with an iron rod through it that he is dragging. An eye is glassed over, cataract white. The other eye looks like an empty socket. Something has eaten that eye out, and you can just see the remnant of like little scratches and the bite marks around the eye socket. But this is your first encounter as a group. So if everybody could roll initiative for me. And is anybody trained in initiative? Yeah, Clayton's trained in
Yeah.
initiative.
So am I.
Ooh. Oh, everybody's trained in initiative. So I'll go fuck myself.
Hey.
Yep.
So that'll ease your
I'm-
task.
Thankfully.
Don't worry, Will. I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2.
Don't worry, I rolled a 6,
You rolled a 6. Okay.
so it matters not.
I got a 7.
7. Okay. So lucky thing about having initiative as a task, as a skill, is that you can ease the task. So it's gonna go Clayton, Liz, Mr. Cobbler, and then John.
Now,
So
boys, I know this man, or I knew this man. He's been gone a long time.
6
not
years
a
at
man.
least.
That's not a man.
It looks like he came back. I mean, he's standing right here. You know what? All right, Liz.
I guess you know what? I mean, you ain't lying.
He ain't.
Nah, these are your friends, right? These are your people. I get it.
I need.
I mean-
You can talk to him with your
Oh
shotgun.
no, you know. I think that we just need to.
he needs to
wasn't
go
the o-
away.
He wasn't the only one lost that day in the mines. That's all I'm
Oh.
saying.
Understand. Well,
I put my lantern down and I've got my shotgun
Yep.
ready to go.
Okay.
yeah. I put the lantern down too,
Okay.
and
He is within a short distance, so it's easy enough to close the gap and attack him if you would like. You don't need to.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Oh,
So
hello, people.
you
I'm gonna pull out my hunting knives
okay. All right.
just in case, cause decaying flesh.
Yeah, as you know.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. So you're gonna roll a d20, and you are not trained, are you? No, you're untrained in light weapons,
No,
right?
nah, I got skilled light weapons.
You got skill light weapons. What is that? What is that?
I don't know. It says. Oh no, it says I'm untrained. You right.
Untrained.
You
Yeah.
right.
The U
Yeah.
is for untrained.
It's all right. Well, I thought it meant like, you know,
Unlucky?
like
Unanimous?
unstably good.
Oh, it might later on.
Like,
So
later.
you're not trained. So that means it doesn't help you, but it also means that you're not hindered using them. So it's going to be a flat roll unless you want to put some
Flat roller.
effort into it. Okay.
Nah. We don't want to see how bad my
Sure,
situation is.
sure.
Oh, I'll take that. That's a 16.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That connects.
All right.
The knife is a light weapon, so it's going to do 2 points of damage to him. And you see it doesn't go in as easily as you think back to the
thought it
first
might.
time you had to do this to somebody. And you remember it being a little bit easier than this. There's a little bit of push against the tip going into its flesh.
Okay.
But that brings us to Liz.
I want to shoot it
Okay.
in the arm that's dragging. Like I'm aiming for this.
Okay. All right. Does Liz have any training in the shotgun? You have weapon practice.
I do.
What is that? Special ability. Doesn't tell me shit. Excellent.
Let's see.
I would imagine
Where would it be on the?
it would be a skill or special ability. I think weapon practice means that you have skills with weapons. That
Okay.
you're never considered impaired.
I have a skill that might help illuminate. It's practice with heavy weapons. You become practiced with heavy weapons and suffer no penalty when using them. Enabler.
Yeah.
That's how mine's is written.
Yeah, that's how yours is. As a protector, I would imagine Liz
Has
has something similar. Let me see.
So where, as a protectors, advance their skill. Hold on.
Yeah, what's it called? Weapon practice. Here. You are practiced with light, medium, and heavy weapons, so you suffer no penalty when using any kind of those weapons. Yeah. That's what I thought.
That's what I thought too. But
Yeah, so
we're
you don't
still
have
perhaps-
training, but you are practiced, so it's not going to hinder you, but it's also not
Right.
going to help you. So it will be a flat roll unless you want to put some effort into it.
Now, what difficulty level is this, Richard?
I think I'm gonna hold on to that for myself.
Touche.
So,
Dying.
All right.
Yeah.
Um,
If you want to do some math, and I know that's a terrible
I know. Then I gotta
thing.
do like.
You can discover it given the fact that you go
That's true.
before it.
Right. All right. And in order for me to do that, I gotta use some of my
Some of your speed
points
pool.
that I have.
Yeah.
Speed pool
Yeah.
specifically. So I have 12 right now. No, I have 9.
You have 9. Yeah, you have 9.
You know what? I'm gonna use one.
All right. So you have no edge. in your speed. So it'll cost you 3 points for the first level of effort.
Okay.
So it brings you down to 6 speed.
Oh, we have different speeds. Okay.
Yeah.
6 of my pool?
Yep.
Or 6 of my 6 of my pool, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
That is a 17.
Ooh, that's the first level of critical damage that you're going to be doing. So you get 1 extra point of damage. So it turns it from a 6 to a 7. And it's his ability. His arm blows clean off. Like, there is a moment where I like the lean. Clayton's sitting there, he pulls the knife out, he's just like, there's no blood on this knife, and then there's just this explosion of skin and bones and musculature, and he goes, yeah, there's no blood in there.
He's been disarmed.
Hey.
Oof.
You see that Liz, as she was holding the shotgun, kind of looks at John, just winks at him.
Thank you.
When in doubt. But that'll bring us to Mr. Cobbler, who looks at the socket. There's a crater of just bone and sinew sitting there. And he looks at it for a moment, turns his head back up to Clayton, who's in front of him, and you'll see this black viscera kind of start to bubble out of its mouth and down its chin. And as it oozes down, you hear a clack clack, and the mouth reconnects, and all the teeth become jagged as he comes and bites into you. Would you like to dodge, or do you want to take this like a man?
Nah, I want to dodge.
Okay, so that's going to be a speed defense.
That's fine.
You are trained in speed defenses, so you can use one level of skill towards this as an asset. It doesn't look like you have anything else to help you. So go ahead and roll your d20. Do you want to throw some effort into it?
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll bring you down to 9 speed.
That's all right. Okay. I'm good. 17.
Yeah.
Word.
And because you crit, I'm gonna say that you reach out and just bap him with your thoughts and prayers.
Okay.
So just as he comes over and his mouth tries to snap shut on like your neck, you instinctively you kind of lean back and your hand comes up and you hear that crunch and clack of the jaw kind of coming closed. And there's a sudden little red dot that appears in the empty socket as his eyes lock on you. But it is John's turn. What's John doing?
I really want to hit this thing with my sledgehammer because that's my son's voice. And this thing doesn't look like it should be alive.
It does not. You sure don't.
And I don't want to get bitten again because it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Dealing with mortality. So I'm gonna swing at this with my sledgehammer.
Okay. So you have the same thing as Liz. You're not trained, but you're not hindered. So it's a flat roll. Do you want to throw some effort into it, or are you happy with
I would like to hurt this thing and make it more likely, so I'm going to put the effort in.
Okay, so it's going to be, you have an edge for your might, so it reduces the cost of your effort by 1, so it's only going to cost you 2 instead of 3.
Mm-hmm. I go from 9 to 7.
9 to 7.
And then I'm going to roll a die and hope it's not terrible like it usually is.
The curse of wall gamers, my friend.
It's a 6.
Because of your effort, you bring the sledgehammer down, and what was its head is no longer there, and there's just this sledgehammer-shaped crater at the base of his sternum, at the top of his sternum, and the body just finishes collapsing.
We couldn't both have sledgehammers.
Oh, I got excited.
Right?
I hope that's the only. That was a big room, and there were quite a few bases for people. If this man was part of a mining operation that took part a long time ago, maybe there's more people like him here. I hope not, but that's my worry.
Now, Will,
Yes.
you said the collapse from how many years? 6 years ago, specifically.
6 years ago. It was exactly 6 years ago, almost to the day. And it was at the end of the first month of operation that the mine had been going.
Okay. Mhm. Before or after
Mhm.
my worst day?
Before.
Okay.
I think it was the first domino.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool.
So I don't know if Liz started to dig down a rabbit hole, trying to find where
It
the
happened.
inciting event might have happened to lead to her worst day, but this is definitely one of the first dominoes, if not the first domino.
Okay.
I was alone before when I saw something like this, but these aberrations are real, and it just doesn't really hit until other people are there to see it with you.
The moment
Otherwise,
the
you just
moment
think you're
John
crazy.
says apparition, Clayton will feel a cold hand interlock their fingers with his.
I don't.
Apparitions are certainly real. There, John.
Never had a doubt. I told you I heard something myself this night.
Yeah, just calls out with a voice. Hey, hey, you think you're supposed to help? Shouldn't. Don't want to help people. It takes advantage.
Well, I know that feeling, but I refuse to let anything change me. And I like to help people. And we helped you tonight. That man does not have your son's voice anymore.
Doesn't have any voice.
As
I want to walk to where, kind of like where he came out of. I want
okay,
to pick my lantern,
sure,
back up. I'm going to, just want to be specific.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to grab the lantern, go towards that area, and not walk completely. But I want to kind of just see if I can see anything else in the darkness.
Um, it looks like the tunnel continues for a little bit, maybe right to the edge of your light, and in the nebulous kind of shadow illumination of the in between where the light ends and the darkness begins in earnest, you'll see what looks to be a shaft and the rope that leads down to what could have been a elevator of some sort. The pulley system still sitting there at the top of the shaft, just barely glistening, reflecting the light off of its rusted, worn shapes.
Now, what is this description?
What you got?
With my hearing and noticing danger skill, would I be able to hear anything coming from the location of the shaft?
Uh, well, you have an inability, so no.
Inability.
Yeah.
I can't hear shit. Never
No,
mind
no.
then.
The inability doesn't mean that you can't hear it. It just means that it hinders your task. So if you want to roll, it would be at a difficulty higher.
Hmm.
So you can accept that you lean in with your ears and you don't hear anything ominous or dangerous from the shaft, or you could try rolling.
Oh, so it's like questioning the DM. I like it.
Yeah.
I do not trust your description. I must know more.
Yeah.
All right.
Chance it.
You know
Chance
what?
it.
Let's have a little fun then.
Okay.
I want to peek and I want to see if I can just listen a
Right.
little bit more.
That would be an intellect test. So do you want to throw a level of effort into it?
Oh, I've got a big pool for that. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not the size of your pool that matters.
What's the size of the cost?
You don't have
What's
any
it gonna
edge, so
cost?
it's going to cost you 3 for your first level of effort. Every time that you're going to take the first level of effort is always 3 points, and then it's 2 points for every level thereafter. Right now, you only have one level of effort that you can throw at anything, so it's always going to be 3 starting off, unless you have an edge.
Okay, which is what I have for might. Okay, I
Yeah.
got it. I'm gonna
Yeah, so might stuff for
use
you
the,
is easier.
right.
Okay.
I'm a badass bitch. That's right.
So your effort cancels out your hindrance, basically.
Got it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Do it.
kind of just.
Do it.
That's a 13.
Nice. Nice. I'm going to take this moment to take advantage of one of the other things that you can do as a storyteller in the system, and intrude on the scene a little bit. So if you want the intrusion to go through, you get an experience point, and then you can give somebody else at the table an experience point. But the easiest way for me to describe an intrusion is, instead of a yes and, like in improv, it is a yes but. So you're going to get what you want, but I'm also going to twist it to my nefarious ends.
Well, you know, I've always liked living on the edge. So.
The real danger was in the microphone this entire time.
The whole time. So to ward off the intrusion, it would cost you an experience point, just so you're aware. But
No, I'm gonna go ahead and take the yes, but.
okay. So you get 1 XP, and you get to give 1 XP to somebody else at the table.
I'm gonna give it to John here
Okay.
for what he just went through.
Sure, that makes sense.
Me and my boy appreciate that.
I will also remind you guys that you can always, at any point, use an XP point to reroll any die roll. So even if it's not on your turn, or if it's not affecting you, you can always force a reroll of any die roll, but it is 1 XP per roll, per player. So if Clayton rolled a 2 to do something, and Liz wanted to use an XP point to make him reroll, she could do that, but she couldn't do it again to affect that same roll. John could, and then you'd be out of options to reroll, unless Clayton wanted to reroll his own dice. So
Thoughts and prayers.
yeah, you can daisy chain.
Thoughts and prayers.
You can daisy chain, but just be aware that it's once per roll per player.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank
Yeah.
you kindly.
So at the edge of the periphery, as Clayton and John are looking down at this disheveled remnant of a body and the embroidered bee on his kind of heart vest pocket, becomes illuminated by Clayton's lantern. Liz will hear something from beneath them. Something stepping barefoot. It's very clearly that pap, pap, pap of a bare foot. She will hear the sound of a wooden chair or bench sliding, being pushed, and then the familiar voice of her father. What are my shoes?
Well, fuck. I start walking towards the shaft.
So Clayton and John will see her start to make her way into the darkness.
It's rude to let a friend go alone. Let's join her.
Yeah.
Yep. And you heard the
Let's.
voice asking where the shoes are.
Oh, we heard it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that someone one of you two know? I don't know that person.
That, John, is the sound of my dead paw.
But it's probably not your dead paw, right? It's probably like something that stole his voice, like that thing stole my son's voice.
You know? There's the voice. And then there's the understanding. And I kiss my fingers,
Mhm.
put them to my boot, and I keep walking down towards the shaft.
Yeah. Liz keeps walking towards the shaft. John follows suit. And as Clayton goes to take that step, the hand squeezes in his, pulling in the opposite direction.
I look in the direction.
There's nobody there.
Nah, I wasn't expecting to see anybody, but I mean, I was trying, like, I'm trying to feel the hand, see if it feels a familiar squeeze or if it's a different one.
Nope. Turning in its direction, there's a familiarity for sure. But Clayton will also see that there's a glow coming from behind them.
From behind where we're walking away from?
Yeah. From back in the direction of the dome, the communal area.
I'ma just. Can I use a skill?
What do you want to use? What are you thinking?
I wanna question the spirits.
Ooh. Mm.
Well, damn it.
Okay.
Player knowledge.
Well, like I felt the hand squeeze, so I was gonna be like, "What are you trying to tell me?"
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Okay. So how are you going to call to the spirit?
I'm gonna be sweet. I'm gonna say, "Hey, don't go. What are you trying to tell me?"
Okay. So first you must summon a spirit. You have done.
See, I don't know their name though, so it depends how familiar that squeeze is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. And you'll feel the hand squeeze again, and then it becomes semi-solid, almost
Okay.
like gelatin, soft,
Okay.
not human. Excuse me. And you'll see that it isn't who you think it is, but
Damn.
it is a familiar face. And she's a little shorter than you, especially because she's hunched over from age, work, toiling. But what is the last image Clayton has of Maggie King?
Toiling indeed. Yeah, I could see hunched over. Still smiling though.
Always.
Always smiling. And soft in the eyes, but furrowed in the brow, but smiling. So is that who I see?
That's who you see. And she brings her other hand up to your face. How can I help you, sugar? How can I be of service to you?
It's good
And
to see you.
John and Liz will hear the soft voice, but they won't see anything.
What's that glow over there?
Oh, that's the torches. That's them oil lamps that they put up on the beams.
What's waiting for us in there?
Well, I gave you one question for free.
Oh, don't I get 3?
Do you get 3? I think you have to roll for how
First
many you got.
risk. I could be lying to you.
Ooh.
Response.
Let's find out.
I'm looking.
Or might not wish to answer your questions. Oh no, never mind. Yeah. So yeah.
Really? It says I get 3 because I can't even find it anymore. But
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first one was what's happening that way.
Yeah.
The second one's what's happening this way.
Actually, more specifically, his second question was, "What's waiting for us down there?"
Yes,
like to
correct.
I would
Okay.
like to keep that particular
Thank you.
question.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
I got
What's
you.
waiting for us down there?
Damn. You DM a few games and all of a sudden you start becoming nefarious. Cutthroat. She smiles. She looks in the direction of the hole. Oh, baby, this is more like me down there. That's all.
I knew I shouldn't have drank that alcohol in the shop. I'm hearing voices.
Anything you want me to remember or keep in mind as I head over to go greet your fellows?
They're not my fellows, baby. Those are those have been claimed by the dark. It's got heavy roots here in the town, and I worry about you. And she just puts both her hands on your face, and she closes her eyes into the warm smile that she always gave you when she gave you candy. The spirit fades away into nothing.
Yeah, it makes sense. Uh, all right. I like catch up with the rest of the group. I'm like, John, Liz, we got more ghosts coming up on us. Apparently they're dark fiends. You know, they've been claimed by the darkness. Also, my grandma says hi.
That's I don't know what to say. I'm just gonna, you know what? It's been a rough night. I'm just gonna keep on going. It's the only thing we can really do.
Thank you, Clayton.
Thank you.
I gotta go check out the voice of my paw.
Yeah, yeah. Just be careful.
And I go down the shaft, start pulling the rope.
Yep.
Yep.
You pull for a bit, and you see the rickety uh, basket of an elevator come up. It does not look safe in any way, shape, or form. The rails come up to about knee level, if you can call them that, and it looks like anything more than 4 people would be risking everyone's lives.
Good thing there's 3 of us.
But you get on, and with every step, with every body that comes onto the elevator, it creaks and groans like the wood is fighting to support you. And you start lowering yourselves down into the darkness below. And you'll see that as your eye level starts to descend from the tunnel that you just came through, the glow from the dome communal area gets brighter.
That's not a good sign. All right.
But you go
I don't care.
down 30, 40, 60, what must be 70 or 80 feet into the earth. And there's a coldness down here. And in the darkness, beyond the reach of your lantern, all of you will hear, you seen my shoes, baby girl?
Do I see the face of where the voice is coming from?
Somewhere in the dark.
Yeah, Pa. I got him here for you. Why don't you come out and get him?
I look at Liz's boots and it like clicks.
Yep. And you'll hear something start to trudge in your direction from the dark. You'll hear that pap, pap, pap. And this time you'll hear a second set. And this one is more of a pap, pull, like they are dragging their second foot. And coming into the light, you will see two different bodies. A rotund fellow, huge, maybe 6'2". It looks like there are remnants of a warm face, but both eyes have been eaten away. The mouth corners have been chewed on into this almost mean grin by some kind of rat or small animal. That makes it look like this macabre clown. And you can see that from the bottom of its knee to the top of its ankle, all of its musculature and skin are missing. It's just bone. There's little tendrils of sinew connecting both pieces as it drags that leg towards you. Both of them have the same uniform as the man above, Mr. Cobbler. You can see that B on the chest right above the heart. And the other one, and this one Liz will also recognize as Matthew Richson. The other one is Liz's father. Almost a macabre mockery of who he is. The only thing that is three-dimensional are his feet. Everything else looks like it's been crushed and pushed in weird angles. And both of them come into the light, and you can see there is this hunger in their empty eyes.
Liz, you okay?
I don't say anything. But you notice that I don't shoulder my weapon.
I will take this moment to intrude. I will intrude on Clayton. So Clayton, you can have an XP point if you would like to let this go through. Or you can spend an XP point to tell me to fuck off.
Nah. Fuck right on, bro. Go ahead.
So you get an XP point, and you can give somebody at the table an XP point.
All right. Yeah, Liz.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We'll pay it forward. You know how's
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. The moment that Liz and her father lock eyes with each other, there is this kind of tunnel vision as the two of them are locked in who's going to make the first move. And as John and you kind of turn your attention to her, the other blank-eyed man lunges forward and just takes advantage of the situation and brings its mouth down towards your shoulder. Would you like to try and avoid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to continue to dodge.
Okay. It's going to be a
You
speed
know.
defense.
Yeah.
So you are trained, so that's going to ease your task by 1. Are you happy with a single ease, or do you want to throw some effort into it?
Nah, we'll do a single ease right now.
Okay. Roll away.
Ooh.
Hmm?
1.
Oh. Oh, son.
Yeah.
So, just like in Dungeons and Dragons, ones are terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Uh,
It happens.
Ones are not only
take it.
usually failures,
Oh,
but they
no.
also give me a free intrusion.
Well,
So
you're already in,
I was already in, so I'm just gonna make it worse for you.
Great. Okay.
So the bite lands, and
Yeah.
the moment that you feel its teeth break flesh, you hear a young girl scream. All of you hear a young girl scream, and its eyes look up kind of past you, behind you, and you'll hear or you'll feel him lunge forward using your body, and his arms kind of, one comes up over your other arm, one comes out around your stomach, and you'll hear him bring his hands together in this clap, and that thread that you have to your sister suddenly snaps, and you don't feel her around you anymore.
I just yell.
Initiatives.
Okay.
What are we gonna roll?
For
Everybody
real.
has initiative trained, so it's fucking like all of you get eased initiative, you bunch of assholes.
Um, if I die down here,
Mhm.
burn my body and bring my ashes to my wife. Don't let my body sit. That's all I ask, really.
Smart. Okay. Um, so who got what?
I got a
14.
13.
Okay.
14.
14. John?
I got a single digit of an 8.
8. Okay.
Better than a 1, man.
Yeah, so Clay, Liz, John this time, and then the two nobodies. Okay. So Clayton, we'll start with you. You're the one in the deepest end of the pool.
I'm gonna use a skill to cast encouragement on Liz and specifically her shotgun.
Okay.
Right? If her attack tasks.
Yep. Your allies within a short range ease one of their following tasks: your choice defense task, attack task related to skill. Okay, so you're gonna have to stay inspiring them orally.
All right.
So
I
how
say,
does
I
that sound?
say, I just started talking shit. I can't swig my whiskey because it takes an action, but I'm toasty, you know. So I'm like, Liz, I swear to God, you're not gonna miss. You're gonna kill the crap out of these guys, and if you don't, John, I know you're gonna kill the crap out of these guys, and
I
I
would like to
know,
live.
yeah, and I know that they sound like your family, but they're not. We just gotta, and then I trail off.
Yep. Okay. So Liz, you are encouraged by your speaker. So you've got an eased attack if you want it.
I'm going to I'm gonna bring out my shotgun while I'm still locked eyes with my daddy, Pa, and I'm gonna pivot and shoot Matthew.
Okay. You gonna do a flat roll, or you gonna throw some effort into it?
Don't I have a little bit of inspiration right now? Aren't I
Yeah,
inspired?
you get one easement. Sure. You want to roll with that, or do you want to add some more?
I'm gonna roll with that. I'm gonna roll with that right now.
Do it. Roll
I feel
d20.
like I'm gonna. All right. That is a 12.
That hits, and that's gonna do 6 points of damage to him. Mm-mm-mm.
Um,
Yeah, it rocks him, and it rocks him so badly that he actually unlatches from Clayton's shoulder.
nice.
John,
I perceive Matthew as dangerous because he did dangerous things.
you
So I
did.
will strike at him.
Okay.
I'll take it normal, just normal attack.
Normal attack. You got it.
Gotta roll the
No
die.
effort. Yep.
No effort. This is it's a delicious 4.
4 is not enough, unfortunately. Even with as easy as the blank-eyed men are, you come, and there's a moment where you raise your sledgehammer up to bring it down on Matthew, and you hear the heavy thunk of it hitting against this large protrusion in the ceiling, and you send coal and earth flying everywhere, but you do not hit Matthew.
Okay. There's always next swing. Always next swing.
So one of my favorite things about the system is that I don't roll shit. So everybody's going to get to roll their own defenses if they want it. Matthew's going to try to bite into Clayton again.
Damn you. Roll my defense on that.
Okay. You're going to roll flat, or you're going to throw some effort into it?
Nah, we gonna throw some effort into this one, man.
Oh, you are
'cause,
trained in your speed defense, so that eases it
alright,
by
let me just
1.
throw it. 13.
That's enough.
Hey,
No.
gambling over here.
Yeah. And you'll see Mr. Boyd kind of looking at Liz like an animal prepared to bounce. It's waiting for something.
All right.
But it brings us back to Clayton.
All right, so I dodge Chatty McChatter, Matthew, right? And when I see the other ready to pounce, I make my way toward him, right?
Making my way
And I'm
downtown.
gonna swing on him. Yeah, and I'm gonna give him some thoughts on that.
Ooh. Okay.
All right, and I'm gonna throw some effort into it.
Okay. You are untrained,
Yeah.
so it doesn't hinder you or anything. It is a might check for throwing your thoughts and prayers around. So you don't have any edge, so it's going to cost you 3 points. So that'll bring you down to 7 might.
All right, that's fine.
But swing away, Bobby.
I know. Let's see. Oh, I'll take that. 12.
12 hits. 12
All right.
blocks. Michael Boyd right across the face. And you notice that as your brass knuckles just contact the head, you know that you threw your weight behind this. You know you're no stranger to ballroom brawls. You know that the second you connect with something like this, that you expect people to at least take a step back. Even burly boys respect the moment that thoughts and prayers come out. Michael Boyd
This
does not budge.
it's like an anvil. Damn it.
It is like hitting a tree, like just a sturdy oak.
I bring my arm back and I'm just like,
Liz.
and I say, John, could you some help over here?
I'm trying.
Now,
I'm
because Clayton stopped his encouragement, you will not have an eased attack this time.
understood. Well, GM of my
Yeah.
heart,
Yes.
I'd like to do a player intrusion.
Ooh, 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 ooh. That's gonna cost you an XP point.
I understand, but I've gained 2 this round.
You
so,
this session, yeah, you have.
so I will
Okay.
gladly. Hold on 1 second. Let me.
Sure.
Player intrusion. That's what's up.
Yeah. You have player intrusions that
Mhm.
your type gives you. So which one are you using?
Induce fear.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. What are you hoping happens here?
I need him. I want him to falter. I want him to.
Which one of the two?
My father.
Okay.
And I'm going to not attack. I'm going to use my vocalization to imbue that specific thing.
They're hindered for 2 rounds. How are you going to strike the fear of God in him?
Wait, the Matthew's still alive?
Yeah, Matthew's still up and
Okay.
running.
Cool. I'm still. I want to say. Can't lose you twice.
Mm.
And I like scream it from. It's just like I can't lose you twice.
You hear it echo down this tunnel and up the shaft that you climbed down. You roped your way down on that rickety elevator. It almost shakes the entire mountain. And there's a moment where the flattened, darkened skin underneath, behind the unclosing, unblinking eyes, just kind of looks at you for a moment. And it takes a step back away from Clayton, away from all of you. It feels like it's shaking, like it's trying to fight off something, and it takes a second step back, and you'll see in the light there's this glistening, something's reflecting the light, thin, almost imperceptible trails, as there are these 2 little snails paths of non-working tear ducts that have found some semblance of willpower. And it starts to trudge into the darkness. John, what are you gonna do?
I don't like Matthew hurting Clayton, so we're gonna try that again.
Do it.
Just leave it as B.
Okay. Take your chances. Vegas
Uh,
rules.
that is a 13.
13 hits. 13 connects. And
My hammer comes down. Its handle's metal as well, and it goes down for 6 points of damage.
yep. And that is enough to send Matthew flying like Babe Ruth hitting a home run. And its body slams against the wall. You can hear cracking as whatever old musculature and ligaments protected his rib cage from damage have long since withered away, and it just cracks and his body collapses inward on the cavity that you've caused with your sledgehammer. And the three of you will see the shape of Liz's father just still looking towards the three of you, mostly just at Liz, and just pushing himself back. And all of you will hear at first a voice, and then three voices, just leave. And then a dozen voices, to get out. And the mountain starts to shake. Soft, thuddering. It does not want you here.
Are we
I
still in combat?
Nope.
Or are we?
You're done.
Okay. All right.
I want to just kind of take a moment
Mhm.
as I look as my father kind of just walks away from me. I never took out my rifle for him at
Yep.
all.
Yep.
And I'm gonna get down on my knee real quick, and I'm gonna grab a handful of dirt
Mhm.
from where he stood, and I'm gonna put it in my bag, and I'm gonna get up and start making my way out.
Okay.
And as I do that, thank you, boys. I think it's time we get out of here and think of a better plan on how to
Yeah,
handle whatever this is.
yeah. I don't want to live down here the rest of my life. How does that the elevator shaft cart look? It was like really banged up, right?
Nothing happened to it during the fight, so you guys got lucky.
But it also looked like it was generally bad, right?
It is not the best thing. It'll probably survive the way up, and then it'll collapse under the strain of the use that it's seen recently.
I think I will just do the thing just to be safe because I
Mhm.
want to make it out.
Sure.
I'm gonna mending mud the cart the shaft thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so spread the mud on damaged object. The object moves up one step. The object damage track. The mud can't repair objects that are destroyed.
So the Liz and Clayton will see John suddenly pull a jar of dirt, basically, out of his pocket, and then start to spread it all over this rickety cart of a mine shaft elevator. And out of nowhere, he'll step onto it, and it does not creak. It does not groan.
Maybe we want to come back someday. Probably not. Maybe.
Well, while this is happening though,
Mhm.
I'm also trying to figure out. Like I'm like, can I pace around the space and try to see if I can feel that tether that is no longer tethered to me?
Down here, it is gone.
All right. So then, yeah, we need to get the hell out of there. Spread that mud faster, man. Come on, do the dirt.
I rub slightly faster.
Easy, easy. Don't go too fast.
I see you have continued to hone your skills. That's great.
Yeah. But even with Liz stepping onto it and Clayton stepping onto it, the elevator does not protest. It almost feels like it's better than it's ever been.
Let's go. Let's go home.
And it's a little easier to pull it up. Feels like a lot less of the rust is affecting the pull now. And as you come up and make your way into the communal area, The three of you will see that there are specters, shades, shadows, forms, all of them Liz will recognize as victims of collapses, cave-ins, industrialization, the push forward, and the never-ending greed of the Barrow family, present in all its glory. And there is a table that I think gives everyone a moment of pause because it is comprised entirely of children, boys, 7, 8, 9, no older than 12, that just kind of all look, smile, and wave like they don't understand what's happened to them. Like they'll never understand what's happened to them. And the other men around them will, those that recognize Liz will give a curt nod. Aged men, I think, know what's happened to them, especially those that suffered in their hours. And there's a moment where you'll start to hear a faraway hum or song start, and then slowly the lamps will go out. Not yours, not Liz's at least, but any lamp from within the mine starts to go dark. You make your way out, and you can see that the red, purple, pink sky of the horizon heralds the morning sun. You've survived your night in the mines.
Is there
Barely.
anybody else outside waiting for us, or
Nope,
going about town yet?
not yet.
Boys,
Elizabeth, Clayton. I guess we'll see each other in town.
see you about.
Yeah, I guess so.
This cave
Rest
didn't kill
easy.
me, but my wife will. Been out all night.
I
And
say you go home and rest. Kiss
Yeah.
your loved ones. We got lucky tonight. And I'm gonna go looking for some answers, just not in there.
Mhm.
Not right now.
Liz makes her way back into the forest. John makes his way home. And as Clayton finds his way down the road towards Abingdon, a cart, carriage, really, old, classic looking, will pull up. And the door will open. Inside, a well-dressed man will smile wide and offer the seat across from him. Mr. King, I have been so eager to meet with you.
I look at my shoulder. I take a little of the flask, take a quick swig, and I say, "Let's talk business." And I would jump in, close the door behind me.
And as you sit across from him and the beautiful calligraphy of the carved bee behind him heralds your conversation with this Barrow, this is a good point to call it for tonight.
I knew it.
So I want to thank you guys. I hope that this has been a fantastic first episode for you. And I hope I didn't scare you too much. What do you guys think so far? Are you excited for this series?
Yeah.
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 It's your first
Yeah.
time playing, so
Yes.
I'm excited
Yes.
to take your V cards.
Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Popping chair. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No, this is fun. This
yeah.
is fun.
But as always, I want to give you guys a chance to plug whatever you're into. So we'll start with you, Liz. Where can people find you online if you want to be found, and what are you up to?
You can find me on Instagram, QUYLLZ. I am into right now work and gaming. I'm either playing Baldur's Gate or Call of Duty. Two very weird extremes, I know, but that's usually what I'm into right now.
Okay, perfect.
Word.
Clayton, what are you up to, or where can people find you online if you want to be found?
I'm on all the streaming things and TikTok and Instagram and stuff. My handle is Rainergy Energy. Um, if you like hip hop, just look up Rainergy, and I got some cool music.
You do.
I'm always dropping music. Yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm gonna play right now at New City Players, and that opens in March. It's called 1,000 Miles. Come check that out if you guys like that. But definitely stream the music if you guys are into hip hop.
Highly recommend it. And then, John, what are you up to? Where can people find you online if you want to be found?
Don't find me. You won't. And
Perfect.
not just
There's always one.
playing games like this, like Fiasco, and I've been kind of doing disc golf recently.
Okay.
That's it.
All
My
right.
life.
Perfect.
Word.
As always, I want to thank you guys for allowing me to be your storyteller for this. I hope I didn't twist the ropes too much because we still have room to grow. And I want to thank the audience for joining us. I hope you guys are enjoying this Old Gods of Appalachia chapter, this chronicle as we tell a story about Abingdon, Virginia. It's going to be real interesting to see where the story goes from here. And as always, I want to mention that we take mental health on the channel very seriously. And if you feel like you need help, please know that it is okay to not be okay. And if you feel like you need help, there are phone numbers going up in our Twitch chat. If you're watching live, they'll be in the description box if you're watching on YouTube at your leisure later. But just know that there are people out there who want to help you. If you're not in the United States, or if you don't do well with phone calls or text messages, there's a link going up as well for findahelpline.com. Not sponsored, but they are a fantastic resource that'll help you find the resources you need in your area if you're not in the United States, or resources that you can get to that'll acclimate or modify to your needs and what will help you at the best. And if you're a friend or family member of somebody that is a happy-go-lucky or strong personality, please check in on them. Check in on your friends. Let them know. Just, you never know how a simple hello or how are you text could change the trajectory of somebody's life. So please do that for me. And as always, Mondays are for Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. Tuesdays are for Legend of the Five Rings or Werewolf of the Wild West, and Thursdays are for Old Gods of Appalachia or our 7th Sea campaign. And if you want, you can catch me being a player over at McStabber Studios on Wednesday, where I get to play a lovable scamp of a Lasombra in the Dark Ages campaign who has never done anything wrong. I promise you that. And we will see you when we see you. Please take care of yourselves. Have a good night. Be safe, everybody. Bye.